Have you ever wanted to pause for a moment to breathe and listen slowly? Welcome back to Chill English, where we learn and feel English with our hearts. I'm Quinn, and I'm so glad to share this quiet moment with you today. But maybe today's topic won't be that calm after all, because we're going to talk about stressful meetings, those tense, exhausting meetings that every office worker has experienced at least once. Have you ever sat in a meeting just wishing it would end quickly? When everyone keeps arguing, your boss keeps pressing for answers, and you're trying to look calm while your mind is spinning with 1,000 thoughts? That's the feeling of stressful meetings. When your heart beats faster, your hands get cold, and time seems to move painfully slow. Meetings. They sound normal, but in reality, they're the hot spots of the workplace. That's where ideas clash, emotions get tested, and sometimes, even the calmest person can feel the most pressure. There are many reasons: tight deadlines, a demanding boss, uncooperative colleagues, or simply, you're just too tired to say anything more. I still remember one Monday morning very clearly. The meeting room was completely silent, only the sound of pens clicking, papers turning, and fingers tapping on the table. The boss walked in, looked around, and said seriously, "We have to fix these numbers today." That sentence was like a spark in the tense air. Everyone glanced at each other, then immediately looked back at their screens, trying to look busy and professional. But deep down, everyone was worried. If this project is delayed, will we get blamed? The meeting dragged on for more than 2 hours. When I finally walked out, I felt like I had just run a marathon. My heart was still racing, my head hurt, and all I wanted was to go home, turn off my phone, and talk to no one. That's when I realized something. Stressful meetings don't just drain your body. They hurt your mind too. Why is that? Because in every meeting, everyone is trying to prove something, their ability, their ideas, or sometimes just their presence in the team. When there's too much pressure and too little listening, the meeting turns into a battlefield. The loudest person isn't always the right one, and the quiet ones aren't clueless. They might just be trying to avoid conflict. After such meetings, many people bring negative emotions home. They don't want to talk, don't want to eat, they just want silence. Stress at work, if not released, silently builds up, and one day, it explodes, leaving you exhausted and maybe even hating your job. But, do all meetings have to be stressful? Actually, no. A meeting only becomes stressful when we forget its true purpose: to exchange, to listen, and to find solutions together. If everyone listened a little more, spoke a little slower, and stayed a little calmer, the atmosphere in the room would be completely different. Instead of trying to talk louder than others, we could try speaking more clearly and sincerely. Instead of reacting immediately when someone disagrees, we could pause, take a deep breath, and respond with calmness. I once tried this, and surprisingly, it worked better than I expected. In a recent meeting, when everyone was arguing about the project direction, I didn't speak right away. I just took notes quietly. Then, when it was my turn, I said gently, "I think we're all aiming for the same goal. We're just taking different paths to get there." The room went silent for a few seconds. Then people smiled, and the tension faded away. From that moment, the meeting became much more comfortable. Stressful meetings are an inevitable part of office life, but how we face them, that's what truly matters. We can let stress consume us, or we can learn to walk through it more gently. Before stepping into a meeting room, give yourself a few seconds to breathe deeply. Remind yourself, I just need to do my best, not be perfect. During the meeting, listen more. Note down what truly matters instead of reacting right away. And after the meeting, take a moment to unwind. Go for a walk, drink some water, or simply close your eyes for a few minutes. Don't carry all that negative energy home. In fact, stress also has its positive side. A little pressure helps us focus, stay alert, and sometimes inspires creativity. The key is learning to control it, instead of letting it control us. If you often feel anxious before meetings, remember this: everyone has felt that way. Even the most confident-looking person in the room has been nervous, unsure, or made mistakes. No one is perfect, not even your boss. And who knows, maybe they're just as stressed as you are. They just hide it better. I really like this saying. A meeting is not a place to win. It's a place to find the best answers together. If we carry that mindset into the meeting room, stress naturally fades away. We no longer need to prove ourselves, just to collaborate. We don't need to put on a show, just to be honest and sincere. Sometimes, calmness and humility make people listen to you more. And if you ever feel completely drained from endless meetings, allow yourself to rest for a bit. It's okay. You're not weak. You're human, with emotions, limits, and the right to feel tired. What matters is that after resting, you come back lighter and calmer. Office life isn't just about deadlines and reports. It's also about little smiles shared with colleagues, small words of encouragement, or a cup of coffee after a tough meeting. If you learn to appreciate those little moments, everything will feel much easier. So next time you walk into a stressful meeting, take a deep breath, smile softly, and tell yourself, I won't let this meeting define my emotions. Work with calmness, because that's real strength. Speak with respect, because that's how people truly listen. And remember, every meeting will eventually end, but how you behave in it says a lot about who you are. Thank you for joining Chill English and Quinn in this not-so-chill topic, but a very real part of everyday life. I hope after today's session, you'll feel a bit lighter and know how to face those stressful meetings with more peace and confidence. If you enjoy these slow, mindful listening sessions, don't forget to like, subscribe to Chill English, and share to spread positive energy. See you in the next session, where we'll keep learning English with both heart and emotion.